We saved so much just to see this come true, and then he's going to snatch it from us like that.
Elderly homeowners out of thousands of dollars. The unlicensed contractor accused of never getting the job done.
Check your iPhone, the new security feature you'll want to add. What to know about your passwords.
They said we just wanted a pinky, just one little bone to tell us that she was gone.
The remains of a woman missing for decades, found only on 6. The ties the victim has to South Florida and the romantic interest her family blames for her death.
And Mayor Daniela Levine Cava enters her 4th year. The plans for Miami-Dade County in her State of the County address.
Live NBC6 News at 11 starts now.
It just feels like you're suffocating.
I didn't want to believe it, but
Some closure for a South Florida family. More than 10 years after their loved one was reported missing, her remains were found in South Carolina. Good evening, I'm Trina Robinson.
And I'm Juan Sutter. Good evening to you. Officials say the man responsible is someone she knew and is already serving a prison sentence for murder. Only on 6, Nico Clemens sat down with the woman's family in an emotional interview. Nika.
Joanne, Trina, this family has waited more than 12 years of not knowing, heartache, sleepless nights. Well, now they have some answers. Not all, but some.
It just go over and over in my mind. What did I miss?
Not a day, month, or year went by.
I really miss her.
For more than a decade, Adriana Laster's family wanted answers, wanted to know where she was. The young mother moved to South Carolina with Freddie Grant. She was last seen in the central part of the state in 2011. Her daughter, Crystal.
that she was always around for me.
Her sister, Mervelle Williams.
It was always my sister's somewhere living her life.
Last week in a news conference, the Richland County coroner and sheriff said human remains found in a Richland County landfill the week prior are Laster's. Her family is still processing the discovery.
I didn't want to believe it, but
Laster, born in Key West, was the youngest of 5 children. She was cheerful,
Beautiful, intelligent.
loving, and caring, especially when it came to her daughter.
she taught me how to love in spite of who hurt you.
The Richland County Sheriff says he's confident Grant is responsible for Laster's death. Our affiliate station there says Laster filed several reports of abuse against Grant. The Sheriff's Department says Grant is currently serving a 30-year sentence in a separate case, the kidnapping and murder of a 15-year-old girl. Williams says she didn't know Grant and never suspected anything was wrong with her sister.
Was the phone calls a cry out and I didn't pick up on it?
While they have some answers, Laster's family says there's still one thing they want to know. Why?
Death is too good for Freddie Grant.
He may not care, but some of us were suffering on the outside while he was inside. He should also suffer while he's in there.
Grant is now charged with Laster's murder. Detectives believe he's also responsible for killing at least one other person, which they are investigating right now. The coroner, they said that they had not recovered all of Laster's remains, but they will keep searching until they cannot find anything else. Laster's family, they are raising money to bring her remains back here to South Florida and give her a proper burial. So if you'd like to help them out, just click the story on our website. In Miami, Nico Clemens, NBC6 News.
And we are following breaking news out of Medley tonight. Police are looking for suspects wearing ski masks who attacked another man with a bat and knife, landing that victim in the hospital.
Jamie Girola is live outside Ryder Trauma Center with more on this breaking story. Jamie.
Yeah, the victim is stable, but he is still in critical condition, according to police. He was leaving work, walking to his car when he was attacked. It happened in a warehouse district in Medley, which is near Doral. At the scene, there were a number of evidence markers, and detectives were taking photos. According to police, the victim was leaving work, walking to his SUV, when two masked men ambushed him with a knife and a bat. The suspects cut the victim in the face and hit the body. At some point, police say the victim pulled out a gun and fired multiple shots. Detectives don't believe any of the suspects were hit. They took off in a red four-door vehicle that was waiting for them. Police say there could be damage to the rear glass.
Very unusual for this to occur here in Medley. But again, we are not immune to what's happening around us. But what we can say is that we're here, we're going to investigate it, we're going to do our due diligence, and we're going to make sure or try to do our best to bring these subjects to justice.
All right, so police are looking for two suspects plus a getaway driver. They're also still trying to determine a motive and whether or not this attack was targeted or random. Reporting live in Miami, Jamie Garola, NBC6 News.
Jamie, thank you. And more breaking news. It's one we've received several calls about into our newsroom. A big law enforcement presence in Northwest Miami-Dade when police tried to pull over the driver of a stolen vehicle. Miami-Dade police tell us one person bailed out of that car in the area of Northeast 198th Street and West Dixie Highway. That person now in custody. But police are still looking for one more suspect. We'll keep you updated on both of these stories on the NBC6 app.
Well, we're still waiting to learn the names of the two men killed when a small plane crashed in the Everglades. Chopper 6 shows the area north of I-75 when the plane went down Tuesday near Weston. VSO says the single-engine plane crashed at around 6:45 last night after taking off from North Perry Airport. A wreckage was found this morning. VSO says fuel from the plane ignited after the crash, but it's still not clear what caused that plane to go down.
And Juan, an Uber driver, gets a ride to jail after police say he gave a woman a ride home, then raped her. Police say DNA evidence ties Jonathan Gutierrez to the crime that happened back in August of 2022. The victim told police she invited Gutierrez to a get-together outside her home after he picked her up at her mother's house in Sunrise. The victim says Gutierrez later laid on her bed and refused to leave, then raped her several times before leaving the next morning. Gutierrez is charged with sexual battery. And we reached out to Uber for a response. They released a statement that reads, quote, Uber has zero tolerance for this type of behavior. We take reports of this nature seriously and remove the driver's access to the app as soon as this was reported to us, end quote.
An attorney for the family of Griselda Blanco is telling NBC6 why they are suing to stop Netflix from airing a miniseries about the life of the notorious Colombian drug lord.
Dicen que hay una mujer mafiosa en los Estados Unidos, la madrina.
The miniseries Griselda is set to premiere tomorrow with actress Sofia Vergara in the title role. Blanco was blamed for much of the deadly drug violence that plagued South Florida back in the 1980s. She was killed in Colombia in 2012. Blanco's family filed a lawsuit in Miami-Dade last week naming Vergara and Netflix among others. The family is seeking damages exceeding $50,000 for what they say is Netflix's unauthorized use of meticulous notes that her son Michael Blanco took over several years about his life and his mother's life. Attorneys say that his plan was to one day write a book or create a show of his own.
So the idea that, well, her story's in the general public, well, that's not exactly what we're talking about. They used confidential, as alleged, confidential information, and we believe used that information wrongfully.
The Blanco family attorney says that they will still pursue an injunction even if one isn't granted before tomorrow's scheduled release of the miniseries.
Miami-Dade County voters will likely see a $2.5 billion issue on the November ballot. That news coming out of tonight's State of the County address. Now, those dollars would be earmarked for parks, flood mitigation efforts, and affordable housing projects. The mayor delivered her remarks at Zoo Miami. NBC6 political reporter Steve Litz has the details.
Even before her State of the County address, Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava spoke of the area's most pressing issue, affordable housing.
The prices of housing have gone up and salaries have not kept pace. So we have doubled down. You've heard all about our homes program, the 32,000 units in process.
During her speech, the mayor noted the COVID pandemic and the county's rebound.
A year later, businesses reopened, newcomers arrived, and a new economic landscape was unfolding.
Other topics of note included improvements in the economy, the mayor boasting 6,000 new jobs, a low 1.6 unemployment rate, the continued effort to move homes from septic to sewer, also that $2.5 billion bond issue on November's ballot. Levine Cava also remembering the Surfside condominium collapse and reforms that followed.
We accelerated building recertification, we required associations to post their budget and safety record, and we strengthened our building code.
The mayor with a special shout out to first responders and the approximate 30,000 county employees. She spoke directly to Miami-Dade residents.
Through tragedy and through triumph, you were brave. You showed up. That's why I am so proud of you and so in love with this community.
This is the fourth time the mayor delivered her State of the County address. She is up for re-election this upcoming November. She's hoping to win so she can deliver her fifth State of the County address. Reporting from Zoo Miami, I'm Steve Litz, NBC6 News.
This went for months and months and months. Up to this day, I had to hire another company to do my fence.
Several elderly people scammed. As Keene police say, an unlicensed contractor pulled off to pocket thousands.
Your phone too. Your phone. I'm not stupid. You want to lose your life right now?
Caught on camera, new video of an armed robbery, the terrifying threats made to that clerk.
An incredible rescue after 14 hours. How this person ended up in a massive flowing creek in the first place.
And protect your iPhone from crimes, the new feature to keep you safe.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Steve McLaughlin. We have near record temperatures in the forecast over the next few days. In fact, by the weekend, we could be in the mid 80s, and then we get a cold front, another chilly burst, but gorgeous weather for most of next week. Got your full forecast right after the break.